Hi, and welcome to the Senior Network. I'm your host, Greg Fulton, and today we are joined by Neil Honeycutt, Director of Community Relations right at home.
Nice to see you,
Glad
Greg.
to have you, Neil. Joe Agee, Director of Sales, the Seabrook Hilton head, correct?
Yes, sir.
Great to have you again.
Thank you.
Well, tell us, we were talking about earlier before the show, we've left the summer, we're now officially into autumn, and that brings a lot of great weather, good news, right?
That is great news.
Well,
yeah.
Neil, tell us a little bit, does autumn change anything as far as your business?
It actually does. What I try to do is give some of our family members and their loved ones, especially seniors who are living alone, some autumn tips, some fall tips. One of the things that we are entering now, even with this beautiful weather, is the flu season. So for the next 5 or 6 months here, we're going to have, unfortunately, we're going to have people, dealing with that. And one of the things that is recommended is that everybody 65 years of age and older has a flu shot if they can get one, and possibly by the end of October is preferable what they do. So they can talk to their physician about it if it's right for them. And then, the thing about the flu that it creates complications with a lot of the elderly, like bronchitis, ear infections, pneumonia, and it's a lot of times because of some of the other medications that they're taking, and their chronic illnesses can even become worse. The other thing that we talk about in regards to planning for the fall is, obviously the beautiful leaves that start falling, they're great, they're beautiful, it's nice, gets a little cooler outside. They can actually be tripping hazards for the seniors.
Never thought about that. You're right.
So what we recommend them to do is, if they can get out and clean their yard, remove some of the leaves so they can see some of the obstacles that might be there. They can be wet at times. So either have someone do that, or a family member, or pay someone to come and do that would be great. And if they can do it, it's actually some decent exercise for them too. The cooler weather, believe it or not, even here in the low country sometimes, even mild changes in weather can increase the chances of hyperthermia for older adults, because they're more susceptible, because sometimes it's because of the conditions they have. They could have hypothyroidism, diabetes. Those contribute to that. So we just recommend that they go out, they wear loose-fitting clothing, maybe layered clothing, and sometimes a hat, even in some of these milder temperatures, because it's been proven that even a very slight change in temperature can create that in older folks.
Sure.
The other thing that we also talk about is it gets darker, as we know. We get the time change, and that can be fortunate and unfortunate. Sometimes we wish it would just stay the same, but it gets a little darker. So we hope that they will, if they're having vision issues, or having any challenges there, that maybe don't drive at night, or have someone drive you. Just think about things like that, and also make sure that your property is illuminated properly as well, so when they're getting in and out. The other thing we always tell people to do that would be really awesome for them is look into checking your smoke detectors. This is a good time of year to do it.
Exactly.
Also fire extinguishers,
because
we're going to be using, a lot of the elderly folks, as you guys know, and some of us younger folks, we use space heaters, even down here. In the wintertime, and those can be dangerous, actually.
Sure.
A lot of fires can be created by that. We have fireplaces, even, like I said, even down in the low country here. So those are just some tips that I would recommend to the older adults, just to make it a little bit safer for them.
Great information. So as far as like when you go out and do an assessment with Right at Home, and you go in, I'm assuming that part of your checklist would be some of the stuff you're talking about, right? It
is. It very much is. We do a free home assessment, safety assessment, and we're recommending this on a regular basis to all of our folks, myself, the nurses. So yeah, that is exactly what we do.
And just real quick, back to the flu shots, make everybody aware, the viewers that don't know. Most all insurance companies pay for this. It's usually covered, correct?
That's correct. That's correct. And you can get
even Medicaid and Medicare and
That's
all,
right.
correct?
That's right. And what you should do if you have questions for that, a lot of times too, is just contact your physician.
Sure.
And they will know. They will give you that information. And a lot of the flu shots, you can go down to your local pharmacy and get those taken care of. And a lot of them have been doing this for months. People don't realize that a lot of times we think about it September, October.
Sure.
They do it from May and June, even in the summer.
Great information. Thank you, Neil. Got to take a break. Stay with us here on the Senior Network. We will be right back.